Yeah, hi. Alright, folks, ladies and gentlemen, it might not be my special, holiest getup, but, I'm just, it is what it is. I'm still as holy as I can be. I was holy when I, going to my favorite place yesterday in Split Splash Water Park. Okay, now I'm just here chilling. I'm watching freaking Undertaker talk about Eggman. I'm getting ready for the Undertaker thing, or the Edge biography, and I remember, they're doing WWE biographies, and they're fucking good to watch, especially on a nice Sunday where you want to relax before you have to do stuff on, Monday to Fridays and shit like that, right? If you know, you know. But let's talk about a person who might want to not do his sort of nine to five, as they say, but in this case, the nighttime. So CM Punk. And yeah, it happens to be now 1 year since CM Punk has been in WWE. I'm filming this on Sunday. What's this today? I'm not trying to be a weather boy, but if you don't wanna, if the weather is very nice out there. Very nice Sunday morning. Well, who fucking cares? Okay, it's fucking just a regular video. But yeah, it's Sunday. Whatever. Like freaking the 20th of August, CM Punk debuted in AEW 2021. Now, a year later, apparently he is already having problems. It's basically not the same thing as WWE. So, CM Punk is reported that CM Punk apparently was gonna leave, having backstage heat. Apparently, everybody doesn't like him in the backstage locker room and shit like that. And then now, because apparently, things are not going the way he wants or whatever the hell it is, he's like thinking about leaving just the same way as he wants to leave, that he left WWE. And so I was just thinking to myself, if this is like legit true, I could believe part of it is true. But just like, fuck. This goes back to what I say and what a lot of people I know have said about CM Punk. This guy is never happy. This guy has a fucking massive ego. This guy, who people, freaking a CM Punk crying guy, they cry for this guy. Yet the motherfucker doesn't really give a fuck about these people unless it gives him the fucking money. Okay? I'm not saying he doesn't care about his fans. But the thing is, you can't think that this guy, he's like, so, man, I love the fans, or I love this business. Nah, he loves the chick-chang. If that was the case, why the fuck he went to UFC? The chick-chang. Okay? You know what I mean there? It's not because he could prove he can fight. It's because he could prove, so he could just try to be the best, and, claim he's the best, and make that chick-chang. He sucked that much that he had to leave that chick-chang, and they didn't want him, that he had to go back to the AEW to do the chick-chang for the money. He was done with wrestling, right? You need that chick-chang. What does that tell you? Anyways, so CM Punk, he's back in AEW already a year later. The guy's having problems, apparently. Well, but this might be a work, guys. Apparently people are now saying this might be a work. Like, how is this a work? When you seen, apparently he was off script when he mentioned Hangman Page. So he mentioned Hangman Page in the recent fucking AEW episode. And it's like for no reason he mentioned him. Apparently he has a problem with Hangman Page. He has a problem with everybody. People haven't even mentioned apparently the Eddie Kingston promo with him and CM Punk when they had their feud. He even mentioned how people don't like you. I can see why people don't like it, but it's like kind of more of a jealousy point. Because let's be honest here, like or not, these AEW fans, the Smarky fans, they like CM Punk, and let's be honest here, he's only a draw for these people, okay? He's only the sort of draw to them for some weird reason. He's like desired by them for a weird reason, and you can't really obviously it's probably a part of jealousy, but not just that. Like, I can see why, because if apparently yes, the guy's has an ego. I understand. Also, it's hard to work with. Because let's be honest here, there's a reason why he left WWE. Okay, the guy fucking was bitter and hard to work with, and now apparently the fact that he's being hard to work with, and now it's causing problems. And at the fact that that's probably one of the reasons why they're doing the winner take all title match at the fucking live Dynamite instead of the pay per view. Because who knows? Maybe the guy's gonna probably leave again or something. There's a problem. I don't know, man. Overall, I just think wow, the fact that CM Punk, it's been a year, and the guy is already having massive problems. I don't know what to tell you. And then, this guy says, that company made me sick or whatever. Yet it looks like that sickness is spreading, everywhere else where you go. Like, what does that tell you? That goes to show that maybe this guy is just spewing fucking bullshit. And the guy's hard to work. And yeah, it's funny. Isn't it funny, like, a year later, and the guy is still talking about WWE? Like, let it go, dude. You're like that just jealous girlfriend that who never fucking talk about her ex. Like, what the fuck's wrong with this dude? But yeah, I just want to talk about this whole freaking AEW drama. So yeah, apparently, yeah, he has some backstage issues with people, and you know, it's becoming to a point that, you know, oh, will he even show up to work and whatever? Even though it's like, this is sad. Isn't this sad that this guy is this supposed freaking, the only one of the big people that people give a fuck about, and you bring him in, and he's having problems. This is like when he was leaving WWE. What does that fucking tell you? What does that tell you? Just go to this guy as a backstage bitch, straight up. Oh, but then, I don't know, there's either people that refuse to believe this issue, like they're refusing to believe that CM Punk is a problem, because, let's be honest here, a lot of fans are not willing to accept this because they're blindly loving this guy. Don't be wrong, I used to be a big CM Punk fan. I'm not saying I'm not a fan of Punk. I do think like there's a reason why to like this guy. And I do think he's a whole lot better than a lot of guys in AEW. That's why there's a reason why, you know what? I do admire the fact, fuck it, have him in AEW, at least that's something to watch. But he's very overrated. You have to acknowledge that. And plus, you have to acknowledge that this guy is not as great as you guys claim he is. You know, it's like, and this guy's like, wow, what hard to work with and shit like that. Now there's already drama with AEW. Like, what does that fucking tell you? And the only reason why he's being given the way, like, the stuff he's given, like, given the world title, like, again, let's like it or not, the only he's only, like, I mean, it's justified. He is honestly one of the only big stars there, aside from former WWE guys like Jericho and shit like that. But the reason why, you know, he's given the title and shit like that, and why he's, like, proven as more above than these people, is because fucking Tony Khan. Okay? Because Tony Khan's a fucking massive Punk mark. Okay? Let's be honest here. He's not acting like a fucking businessman. He's not acting like a fucking, you know, actual booker. And that's part of fucking Tony Khan's fault. That's why fucking that's why you can't having marks run the business. Because then, and that's what's going to happen when you're a fucking mark and have daddy's money to help you. That's why you get to do what the fuck you want instead of fucking being a businessman. What actually helps the business. Even with Punk there, it's not helping the business. So, like, what does that fucking tell you? The business has not grown. Going to show that this freaking CM Punk shit has been a failure. And it's not been booked properly. What does that tell you? And also, it doesn't help when freaking CM Punk is being a dumbass, injuring his fucking foot. I don't know what to tell you. Overall, the fact that this is happening, I think, is retarded and dumb. And just, what does that tell you? What does that tell you about Punk? Maybe he is hard to work with. It is what it is. And, yeah, that's all I want to see, people. I'm just keep real. Get your gains, your calls magnificently. As far as Mrs. Bitches go, shit. That's all I have to say. Until next time. Peace. Yeah, bye.